Welcome back. Welcome back. I got another fun hair tutorial for you in collaboration with HerGivenHair. Wait till you see this hair. What? So in this black satin bag, we have the human hair for crochet. So I've collaborated with HerGivenHair so many times before, typically with their wigs. As you know, they are known for really high quality, kinky, curly wigs, which I've worn many times before. Their wigs last years. It's like amazing quality, some of the best quality hair on the market. A little bit on the pricier side at times, but you get what you pay for, right? But this is their new seamless feather crochet human hair extensions. So this is literally the first time I'm trying human hair crochet with this brand. I've tried their wigs so many times, love their wigs, but this is the first time I'm doing their crochet human hair. As you can see, it comes on these rings. So as per usual, the night before I install the hair, I like to go ahead and put it in some warm water because I want to see how it reacts, and I need you to see what the hair looks like dry and what it looks like when it has been wet or put in water for at least 10 to 15 minutes. Let's just soak it a little. Okay, so here's the hair. It's actually been about 15 minutes and you see the water. So I'm going to go ahead and wash this hair with shampoo and a little bit of conditioner. So yeah, but the hair is very soft, very manageable. I leave the hair attached to the rings, right, so that it's easier to manage and I don't have to worry about any tangling. And when I'm washing, I'm, washing or moving my hands in one direction. Then eventually I will rinse it off until the water is clear. I just finished washing my natural hair. It's nice and clean and springy. It's a whole process before I do a protective style. So the following day, you can see my hair is already dry. I blow dried it, I put it in twists, and today I'm taking out the twists and moisturizing my hair. This is my process before every protective style. And when I say protective style, I truly mean protective because I think doing crochet braids can be a protective style if you take care of your natural hair before you put them in. So as you can see, I do a lot of finger detangling. I avoid combs as much as possible, only when necessary, especially when you have, fine, kinky type 4 hair. So I have a lot of hair, but my strands are very fine. And even though I like having fun changing my hairstyle, the health of my natural hair is very important to me. Anyway, another product I use when braiding hair, Shine and Jam, must have. And then of course, at the end, I always use Basque and Leather edge control on my edges. Okay, we've got our clean extensions, we've got our hair products, our natural hair is clean. Let's go ahead and start parting. So for this style, I'm going to take out just a teeny amount of leave out. So a tiny amount. In fact, you don't need to really take out leave out if you don't want to for crochet braids. But for me, I just think it looks a lot more natural, when you can blend your natural hairline with the crochet hair. So I'm just doing a 2-strand twist to isolate my leave out. And again, you see it's a tiny bit. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Habiba, which means love, and you are very welcome. And I am half Jamaican and half Nigerian, but American, okay? Anyway, as I'm filming this, guess who walks in unannounced?
Just want to let you know that Nicole Kidman filed for divorce. So.
Why are you telling me that?
Because you like baby girl, so.
Boo! I'm recording.
Oh, shit.
Okay, back to business. I want to be able to pull up my hair into a ponytail, so I'm leaving a small section in the back. It might actually be more than I need. Now I'm parting off the front section from ear to ear. So this will just help me stay organized. And the thing with crochet hair or crochet styles is the braids underneath do not need to be neat or perfect. But, it's nice to have a plan. Once I've parted off my first section, I go ahead and apply the Jamaican Black Castor Oil by Shea Moisture. This is a Restore Leave-In Conditioner. I love this stuff. Kenton, as you recall, bought me this giant tub of it. It's got shea butter, peppermint, and apple cider vinegar, and it's also a water-based, so it keeps my hair super hydrated versus just hair oils which sit on top of the hair strand. Okay, first braid done. Technically, it's like a cornrow into a twist. So that's what I like to do is I cornrow and then I twist because it makes takedown later a lot easier. So as you can see, I literally apply the leave-in conditioner to every section before I start braiding. I massage it in and then I start braiding to the back. So technically, I'm doing straight backs in 2 layers. The ones in the front are going to be thinner or skinny, and then the ones in the back are going to be a lot thicker. This is a great way to condense a lot of hair and to make sure that the front looks a lot flatter, so it's not super bulky. And now I'm going to pay attention to this parting in particular because this is what I will use as a side part. All the other parts don't matter, but I need this one to be crisp before I start braiding to the back, because that again is going to be my side part. Now you might choose a middle part instead or both. So I'm done with the braids in the front and it looks cute. I could actually wear this as a hairstyle. Not. This is the back. One thing about natural type 4 hair, it's going to start curling back up. So I have to frequently comb or detangle it. Anyway, so in the back now, the braids are going to be large. And I'm combining 2 braids in the front with a braid, 1 large braid in the back. So see, I basically take 2 from the front and combine it with 1 in the back. And again, as I braid, I constantly add some of the leave-in conditioner to my hair. Okay, so this is important. Number 1, cross the braids on the top of your head before braiding them backwards. Number 2, the partings in the front should not line up with the partings in the back. You want to stagger them, right? So I go between the next braid when I'm parting downwards. And again, you see I am not stingy with that leave-in conditioner because this is supposed to be a protective style, and some of y'all are putting in styles that aren't protecting your hair. You're literally either ripping out or damaging your hair in the process of the style. And as a reminder, make sure during wash day you're being very gentle with your natural hair. Because again, what's the point of putting in a protective style and then half your hair is breaking off because you're ripping it out aggressively during wash day? Or maybe during the takedown of the style itself. I think a lot of women lose their hair during the takedown because they're combing out dry, brittle hair. So that's the reason why I use so much leave-in conditioner, because when I take down this hair, it's not brittle. It's usually pretty soft. Anyway, we are done braiding the back. As you can see, I'm going to combine the braids and I'm trying to flatten it and combine it. So I'm braiding it here, and then I can use a crochet pin to loop in the ends, tuck them in, or I can sew it down. It's pretty much up to the individual. I'm going to use the crochet pin instead because I don't plan to leave this style in for too long. Also, you want to make sure you remember where your braids or loose ends are so that when you're taking it out, especially if you're planning to reuse the human hair crochet, because, it can get pretty pricey and you might want to reuse the hair. So I have my clean, dry hair. Opening up the rings, and let's see, we got the first ring, and I'm just going to open that and slide off the hair. It comes off really easily. Just be careful. And there you have the clumps of hair, and when you pull them apart, you can see it's literally clumps of hair held together by a strong string. I typically start in the back, but just to show you, I push my crochet pin through my braid and then loop the hair onto the hook, close the latch, and then pull it through. Okay, then open up the loop of hair, making sure that string part is in the center of my finger, and then pull both strands through. So see, that's how I'm going to do majority of my hair. It's super easy, and I only had to pull it through once. Again, if you're planning to reuse this hair and you want it easy to take out, all you need to do is loop it through once. You don't need to do like a whole bunch of knots at all. Let's do it again. So looping it through the braid, opening up the loop of hair, pulling both strands, and there you go. Boom. And what I love about crochet hairstyles is it's really quick and anyone can do it from the comfort of their own home. So there were 16 rings. This is one of the rings, right? About 10 strands that are looped over each ring. And then there were 16 rings. And I just want to show you, this is how much one of the rings covered. One of these gave me this much. So I'm curious to see how much I will use on my entire head. If the front ain't right, the whole style doesn't look right. All right, so I'm gonna show you. So we're gonna do the method that you should along the parting so it can look like this. I haven't even brushed it or done anything. Literally just put the hair in and it just disappears in terms of the braid. All right, so here's the proper way to do it if you're near the front or along the hairline. So I put the thread in, close the latch, pull it through, and then of course make sure the thread is centered. See where I can feel the thread? And then instead of putting both loops or both pieces of hair, I only put one piece. That way the knot is underneath, and then when I go like this, it covers. See? It just covers. So I'm just going to continue doing it properly, and you should see that you should not see this braid when we're done. So the whole point of it is that at the parting, you want to conceal your braid, right? And the best way to do that, A, is to make sure the braid along the parting is small, and B, to make sure that instead of both strands of hair or clumps of hair going through the loop, you're only pulling one. So only one piece of the hair goes through the loop, and then you pull it and flip. We're done. Time for styling. It's a lot of hair. I used all of the rings. I used all of the hair. Now, how do we transform it to look natural, to look like it's coming out of our scalp? Well, to the salon for a little bit of shaping. So I'm trying to cut off all the straggly ends and give it some shape. Okay, not afraid to cut a little bit of layers. And yeah, we want it to look super natural. I always like to trim the hair along my hairline, making it a little bit shorter because I think it just comes out a lot more natural looking. Next, I wanted to see what it would look like if I dry brush it, creating frizz, because I feel like frizz makes it look a little bit more natural, right? And also helps to loosen some of those tight curls. It's definitely giving afro hair once I dry brush it. All right, y'all, I am tired, done for the night, so I'm just spraying it with some warm water. Going to add a little bit of mousse and braid it so that I can have a braid out for the next day. And it will be interesting to see how the texture changes. And yeah, so let's braid it up. The following day, here we are, fresh-faced, no makeup, looking like an African woman. I'll be back. Okay, makeup done, and let's show you what's underneath. So here are my plaits or braids. And y'all, I made a reel or shorts with my hair like this, and people thought this was my natural hair. People thought this was all of my natural hair. It's crazy, but it really does look like it could be my hair, especially if you just saw it from a distance. But anyway, we're undoing the plaits and you can see the texture. It looks very much like a braid out, which it is. And it looks like it's coming from my scalp at this point. I definitely think human hair crochet braids are going to be more and more popular because they are so versatile. So anyway, I'm doing my edges with my Baskin Lather Edge Control, which is another product I continue to rave about because it works, okay? And I've linked all of these products below. See, I don't need a relaxer to get my edges sleek. No, ma'am. And this is what we're looking like. I love it. I love it. I don't love that lipstick, but I love the hair. This is what it looks like from the back. Imagine this is not a sew-in. Imagine not a sew-in. Crochet hair. I still have access to my scalp, not a wig. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and change my lipstick. I think red suits me better with this hair color. So yeah, what do you think? The longer I wear this hair, the better it looks, and the more I start to believe this is literally my hair growing out of my scalp. Here it is, half up, half down. And again, this is the seamless feather crochet hair, human hair, 18 inches coily 3C4A. Textured human hair, and this is considered 4 packs for a full head. For a slightly different look, I'm spraying it with some warm water. That way I can get some of the curls to pop, especially at the ends, for that coily look at the ends. I mean, seriously, can synthetic hair do this? I don't think so. And yes, human hair costs more than synthetic hair, but it's a lot more versatile, okay? You can wear it longer and you can reuse it. And just look at it, it's beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and see what it looks like with a headband. See, if you didn't want to show your edges, you don't have to. Just put on a headband, even though I am showing my edges here. All right, let's put it up in a high puff. It's more of a puff than a ponytail. Again, to wake up the curls, all you got to do is spray a little bit of water and you get your poof in the desired shape. Boom, she's done. Now I know what you're thinking. What if I don't want to use a headband? Can I really put my crochet up? Yup. Just make sure again you have a little bit of leave out in the back, and yes, you can wear it up. Here's a few clips of me outside so you can see how natural this hair looks. And I could have ended the video here, but let's have some fun. Look what I did. I chopped off the hair. I want you to see what it looks like in a shorter length. In reality, I'm about to take out this install and I was like, why not? Let's show them what it looks like in a short haircut. Not the best cut, but she's cute nonetheless. What do you think? Then mischievous me was like, does this hair take color? Will it take this temporary hair wax color? Should we try orange? Or should we try this like greenish into gold color? Look, it actually works. It actually takes. So the point of all of this is imagine how much fun you could have with this hair by adding the color to my natural hair along the hairline and the extensions. It just all looks like mine. All right, let's try this orange. Let's try this orange. Nah, I'm not feeling the orange. Go back to the blondish gold, the yellowish gold.
Well, might as well try the blue.
I told you I'm about to take this hair out, so why not? Anyway, team blue or team blonde? Team blue or team blonde? So I'm definitely a fan of this crochet hair, human hair crochet from HerGivenHair. The seamless feather crochet human hair, okay? Again, 18 inches coily 3C4A textured hair. She's beautiful. Go and check them out. Everything is linked in the description box. You can cut this hair. You can style this hair any which way you want. You don't have to have a sew-in, but it looks like a sew-in. You can keep this in for a month or two if you want to, and your hair should be nice and protected as long as you have moisturized it well. Your hair will keep growing with little to no tension. Links in the description box. I appreciate you spending your time with me. Don't forget to thumbs up and leave me a comment and check out another video right here.